Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mariokart tier list! Today we'll be taking a wee gander over to the Turnip Cup, which has Tour New York Minute, SNES Mario Circuit 3, N64 Calamari Desert, and DS Waluigi Pinball. First off, we're looking at New York Minute. This one's, it's better than the last two Tour ones, I'll tell you that much, but not much better. I kind of don't like this one. I think it looks alright. This one looks okay. I like the wet roads and all the ads, and it makes you really feel like you're in Times Square, like you're in New York, the Big Apple. But I think this one's also just kind of like, it has a weird layout. Like this section's kind of weird, like there's two different ways you can go, but I don't think it really matters. Yeah, I think the buildings like kind of look alright, but I don't know what to compare this to, like base game wise, because I don't think there's really like a city track necessarily. And in case anyone has noticed, I'm driving like the old meta, like the Waluigi Wiggler combo. Like this is what it was back in my day. Here we're gonna check out the left side here. Oh, there's a gliding ramp. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's awesome. Wow. That's how I feel driving on like all these tour courses. Like I'm like faking a reaction almost, because I don't think these are like super fun to drive on. But that's the thing. These are like basic. These are like slightly more advanced circuit courses because it changes every lap. Wow. We'll go backwards sometimes. We'll go this way sometimes. Like this right here. We didn't go through this the first two times. I kind of like this section right here. Go through like a little parking garage. Yeah, I think that's all right. This is the best tour one so far, I would say, at least. Yeah, this one's all right, but I'm not a huge fan of it. It's got a few nice little things going for it, but it's just kind of Mario Circuit 3. Boo! The only thing about this course is that I think the layout's good. This was also on the Wii, and so I like it, but this one looks horrendous. This seriously looks like, I think maybe like a video or two ago I said these look like Lego Duplo. This one looks like it was made out of Lego bricks, like all along the sides. The best one you could probably compare this to is Donut Plains 3, and I think that this one leagues better. This one's just so like oversaturated. Everything's too bright. This is what I thought about. I also think like the lighting is really weird on these. I think everything just looks like really, like I said, oversaturated, but it also like just looks really yellow. Like there's a big piss filter all over this. It almost looks like Waluigi or like whoever I'm driving as is like green screen on top of this. Like these just, it just looks like this is a mod. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be talking about like the track itself. Oopsie, my bad. I like the little bricks that are floating around. That's a little bit different. But that's like literally it. This is just a really basic course. There's no anti-gravity or anything. There's nothing like really cool going on. It's just really boring. I would still rather play this than like Toad's Turnpike though. I hate that one, in case nobody could tell. It has a nice layout, like it's like probably the best Mario circuit from the Super Nintendo, but that's really it. I don't really have anything to say about this one. You know, I think I earned myself a little overall, so overall, this course is pretty mid, as the cool kids are saying. Calamari Desert. I think this one's kind of cool. I think this, so far I think this is the best looking one that we've come across. Isn't it kind of funny that the best looking DLC course so far that I've covered is just a barren wasteland? And this one's fun. I remember playing this one on the 3DS. I remember, I want to see where the train goes in the tunnel, so I'm going to try and go, and then you're like out of bounds. But this one has a little twist on it. This operates like the tour courses, because on the third lap you go a different way. And you will go through the train tunnels. That's like a dream come true for me. I think the music's good on this one. This is also kind of another weird one. I think the layout's weird, like drifting on like these long sections, but I think I remember it being like this. The train is like kind of almost a cool idea, but I think it's too short, or like you just don't come across it. I want it to be like, yeah, sometimes you have to stop for the whole thing. This is what I'm talking about. I wanted to do this all the time as a kid. Driving through, like, you know, playing Mario Kart as a kid, sometimes you just give up and you like drive backwards and shit. But you would try to go like to like spots that you shouldn't be at. The one I always remember is Toad Harbor, trying to follow like the trolleys, because those things they have like tunnels, like it was a fully interconnected system. And that was like my childhood dream, to be able to drive through those. So bonus points for this track for letting me relive childhood dream. Yeah, but I like this one. This is one of the better courses so far from the DLC. I'm not really sure where I want to put it. I'm going to have to take a little look at the tier list, but I don't know. Waluigi Pinball. I love this track, but it could have been a lot better. Little fun fact for everybody, DS Waluigi Pinball is the longest game in this track. It is the longest track in this game. Wow, I can't believe I did that. That's actually embarrassing. But I like the Rainbow Seizure Tunnel. This one's got some nice little details. This one is another one I feel like it's a problem, like the scaling's off. This one feels really big. Which, yeah, it definitely feels really big because this is the longest track in the game, and I think that's why. Yeah, the pinballs, like this one, this is one of the best tracks in Mario Kart, period. Just the idea, and I know this is a widely acclaimed one. But I feel like this one had a lot more potential for this game. And I wonder why. Maybe it was because this is, I don't know, ported from the mobile game with, like, no changes whatsoever. But see, we got one lap done already. See, that wasn't too bad. Wasn't too long. I'm on my way. Yeah, like, these sections right here, these should have been anti-gravity. Because I remember following along with, like, the DLC for the entire, like, course of this game. And it was the first wave, it was shit. And then this one, it looked a little bit better. The tracks kept looking a little bit better, but you could still tell, like, these were not built from the ground up. These were just shitty, lazy ports. And then by the time it got to the sixth wave, it was like, okay, like, there's some textures and stuff. It looks alright. But throughout the entire time, they started to add anti-gravity to all of these because they didn't before. Because, like, all the way up until, what, maybe wave 3? Until wave 3, there wasn't any anti-gravity, which that was like the entire gimmick of this game. And I definitely think like throughout the entire like pinball section and everything, like starting up here, this should have been fully anti-gravity. And I think that would have been cool for like the pinball setup. Like we could have pegs that you could bounce off of and everything, like almost like you're like one of the balls almost. But it's a damn shame. That's all. That's all I could say. This one's still alright, don't get me wrong. Like, this wasn't absolutely butchered. It's just, like, a little bit disappointing. Like I know you could have done better. It's like you didn't study for that test, but, like, you were kind of confident. You're like, you know, I have enough knowledge on it. I'm not gonna take that extra hour before bed to look over shit. And you got an A-. You know you could have done better, but this is a stupid comparison. Yeah, this track's pretty good. You know, there's just like an empty feeling inside. I don't know. I feel like it's probably that this one could have been better. But, I mean, just in general, this one's pretty good. Alright, here we are on the tier list. It's almost getting way too tall that I can barely even like grab the little tiles and move them. But let's get right in. Tour New York Minute. This one, I don't really like this one, but it's better than Tokyo Blur and Paris Promenade. So we're going to put it up in D tier. And we're going to put it, there we go, bottom D tier. Not much better than Tokyo Blur, but we'll take it. SNES Mario Circuit 3. I think this one kind of sucks. I would rather play this than Sky Garden, that shitty remake. I don't even want to call it a remake. It's a D-make. Right there, high F tier. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty balanced. Pretty fair. N64 Calamari Desert. I think this one's alright. You know, I think this is a worthy D tier track. You know, D tier, C tier, low C tier type of deal. Yeah, for sure. Yep, right here. I'm going to put it right there. And finally, DS Waluigi Pinball. I think just looking at this, I would rather play Coconut Mall than Waluigi Pinball. But, like, would I rather play Dry Desert than Waluigi Pinball? Yeah, I would. I would rather play Waluigi Pinball than Excitebike Arena, though. And Mute City, and Bone Dry Dunes, and everything below. Alright, there we go. There's the tier list for today. There's not much to say closing out on this, but you know, yeah, once again, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking through. Thanks for, yeah. That's like a dream come true for me. Aww.